Okay, so I guess, Jeffrey, we are ready to talk about removing trees at 13 Pigeon Hill.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need that's saying the right point?
A&R can be signed by 3 people. Landscape modifications at 213 Miriam. And then basically just update, but nothing that requires a quorum. I mean, everything requires a quorum, but nothing that requires a supermajority.
So if you want to, you can. You're released from bondage.
It's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, Jeffrey, we're all set. If you could come up and just talk to us about what we're talking about in terms of tree removal.
Do you have a... Great, thanks. I think there's 10 or 12 pine trees of some sort.
The board has a copy of the landscaping plan, as well as my memo from a document I sent out last Friday.
Can I see?
Yeah. Here it is.
And the trees are in the right
I'll
of
give
way.
you my copy.
It's the ones on the corner. Is that what it was, or where are
They're
they?
here.
Oh, okay.
About half of them are dead, and the other half have just been pruned by the electrical or someone. Right.
Yeah, so they're right in this bend, right there.
Are these are some of the ones we looked at the sidewalk?
Yeah, and there's other blue.
Yeah, and it was discussed that he would just come back at a future date under Scenic Road rather than
Tied to the...
So is this coming to us as a
Scenic
Road thing?
Yes.
Okay, Scenic Road public hearing, okay.
Right, so I applied to Public Works to take those down.
And Public Works was okay with that?
Well, he tagged them and,
Yeah,
and they're actually,
that's all
they're
these
used,
ones that are flagged.
they're in the set.
And they're just being topped continually.
Because they're right under the wires.
Kim, I don't think you have a problem with this, do
No.
you?
Can I see?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm the abutter. I'm right here. My feeling was from the beginning that Mr. Bump was going to do this in stages to get as much as he could each time without it looking extreme to begin with, and in fact that's what's happening. My original concern was that the driveway is right here. I felt because of this traffic thing up here that the driveway should have been around here, and one of Mr. Bump's concerns was earth moving. I don't know if you've been up Pigeon Hill lately, but there's been an extraordinary amount of earth moving at his discretion, which kind of negates the question of why he didn't move the house that way and not have to do all that earth moving. One of my concerns right now, he's shown all of the screening, which is about this high.
Could I just, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we're doing here is actually a different hearing. It's a hearing under the Scenic Road bylaw. Okay, but
I understand
but
that.
it only pertains to trees and stone walls in the right of way.
Well, I guess I feel that any more trees that come down is affecting the whole character of that area, as I felt it was from the very beginning. And one of the things, and I don't know if I should submit something to ask about, I'd like to invite you all up into my house to look out here and see the house that's right there with no screening.
That's a concern, but it isn't. what we're actually focused
I
on
understand.
considering right now. Do you
understand.
follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do follow what you're saying.
Our only concern at this point is whether it's okay with us to cut down these pine trees right along here in the right of way.
I guess.
If there's an issue with respect to the screening and the on-site work
Yeah,
that you'd like to raise,
yeah.
then I think that's probably a valid discussion, but it isn't one that we can consider right now because we're only focusing on these guys.
Okay, well, then I have two questions. How do I protest not taking any more trees down? And how do I create an opportunity to discuss this?
In the first question, if the trees that are you saying that you would prefer to keep this row of trees in the right of way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. In the second case, I would suggest talking with the planner about, maybe how that process.
I can meet you out at the site, we can go over things.
That would be great. You could
yeah.
come up into my daughter's bedroom and look at her window.
And I just would like to highlight to the board that the neighbor that is opposite that corner submitted, for the record, a letter of support for the removal of those trees. But anything that's construction-wise, I would gladly come up, and if we need to bring him, my landscape consultant, to evaluate the trees that have been screened to make sure that they're the proper height and all that. So unfortunately, this is the first I heard that there were issues with the site. So
I
I'd
just
gladly
thought
go
this
out
was a good
there.
opportunity, since you're all in the same room,
Yeah.
Well, I have a
to
question.
bring up my questions.
There are a lot of proposed trees on the landscape plan, which, especially the ones between your house and her house, look like they're for screening. Have any of these been planted yet?
Most of the evergreen, just to screen the two houses, most of these have been planted.
They haven't.
One of them is very high, and the rest are not. I was led to believe they would all be the high ones.
It's
Well,
hard to-
eventually I won't be living there, 40 years from now too, but
But that's fairly easy to check after we
Yeah.
approved.
Right.
Yeah,
We can, that's easy, fine.
right. Exactly. Yeah, I think we just need to get some facts. What was proposed, what was planted,
absolutely, yeah.
all of those things. Is it effective? If it isn't, then is there, anyway, do it by steps. In terms of these trees, it looks to me as though the house is between your house and the trees on the street.
From here, but not from my backyard,
Right.
which comes, like this, back over here.
And these trees make a difference to you in your backyard?
Every tree, I feel like every tree makes a difference. There's been a lot of large green removal, let's
But
say.
if I'm correct,
Everywhere.
these trees which are on the right-of-way, they're on town land, is that correct? And are in, I'm told, tough shape. Kim, you want to sort of talk a little more about the
Sure.
condition and the prospects for these trees?
Yeah, they've been topped to accommodate the utility lines, and they're not in great shape at all.
And, are they in decline and
I would say so.
basically going to die soon anyway?
The problem is that keep topping them, the dead ones, because they're all pine,
Right.
keep going up, and there's going to be nothing green. There's already one basically pine telephone pole in there that's dead. And the others, there's another pine, I think is a little pushed back, but it's growing right up under the oak tree, and that's one of the things we identified on the sidewalk, that's going to lead to that decline of that tree eventually by just choking it out. I do know that the tree warden, Bob Hoffman, really supports the removal of these because they are growing in the wires and every other year and starts coming through and just trimming them.
They don't look that, picturesque, honestly. I mean, and I remember that we talked on the site walk about the fact that they were really a problem. We did have that
But-
discussion.
That was before everything else was cut down? So
So-
it looks a lot better now than it
I
did?
understand that, and that's a different issue. I think that with these, we're going to probably, it looks like these should probably be gone. But in terms of whether or not the shielding and the planting that was done
Mhm.
was at least, not maximum, but minimum, the accordance with the plan that we have on file.
Yeah.
Joe's going to check that, and he'll come out and talk with you. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
To check on that in terms of their heights,
Mhm.
what kind of trees they are and stuff.
Mhm.
And, and if there needs to be some adjustment, that's a good thing to discuss, because I think that would be in mutual interest anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not interested in people looking in your window, are you?
That's not my window. But-
That's the gist of the whole thing, it's not going to be this one.
Yeah, but it's going to be somebody's window. And,
Yes, no,
you know,
absolutely.
To
That's
make
why
the project a
yes,
healthier
yeah.
project.
We planted taller trees than what were required on the plan. So, which will be obvious when you go out and check the plan and look at the trees.
Jeffrey, are
So
they
we're
all,
trying.
are these all planted yet?
No,
Yeah. so
no,
they-
just the
More trees
screening
are
trees.
going to be planted down here that aren't planted yet.
Mhm. That
So,
certainly only help. I mean, it can't hurt.
no, but they're in front of the pine tree, the scrubby pine trees.
Those trees are bad. I mean, I remember this pretty
Oh, get rid of the
definitely
bad
when we were
ones
out
and
there.
put
They
in good
really gotta
ones.
go.
You'll be happier with good ones anyway.
So what are they planning in, Ken? Like things that don't run over 20 feet or 25 or something like that on that edge?
The screening trees?
Yeah, for the replacements.
White.
No, for the replacement trees
Oh.
around the corner. Are you just doing low-lying bushes and stuff or what?
There's a variety of things there. There's rhododendrons and there's.
So no shrubby trees or tree-like shrubs or?
There's some spruce in there,
Yeah, a mix of a lot of different
Oh, there are-
things.
because it steps back from the property line so that they would have room to grow.
Okay. I did think it was a chance to clean that corner up. Either that
Kim,
or
do you remember what they are?
I don't.
These aren't, it looks like a construction site.
So-
As long as it's a
Can
construction
you read
site.
this? I'm damned if I can read that. Looks like P
Those
slash
are questions
A.
I think it's
that
PG.
So they're white,
Yeah,
white spruce.
Yeah, white spruce.
But
This-
there's been.
Right, so these were the Rhodey maxis, and then this was
Well-
a,
Oak.
Yep,
You know, it's a
that's
new
right.
point now, it's an issue that I
Yeah.
no,
raised
no.
So
at
you
the
will,
very
and,
beginning
and
before
what height are
cite
these
the house
guys?
frequently, and the
Can you tell?
concern I was having was too much. No, I don't think it would have been because it's flatter.
There's a lot of existing taller trees. Some of this was completely vegetated.
Yeah.
Nobody would be looking at anybody's house if it was
Competing to kind of thin.
I mean, there was bound to be a house going up there.
Screen in.
Right.
Yeah, they should have my sister.
How many of these are coming out?
How many of the right of way are coming out?
Yeah, I know.
Can somebody mark them, which ones are coming out? Is it every one of them?
Pretty much from here to there.
So all these.
All the ones that are the empty circles.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not necessarily. Some of these are trees that are staying because they're healthy.
Oh, but can we identify which ones are staying?
Looks like it's almost all in the picture. They have
Hickory
Right,
weeds are
they're all the
coming out,
same
right?
species.
We do like trees.
They're a mix of.
Yeah. But you are keeping some.
So,
You're not clear cutting
No.
everything.
but
I wish I'd taken before and after
No.
pictures. But the best thing
It'd be
with the
helpful to
screening
know how
pictures,
many
all you have to
feet.
do is come look at the window. It's very
Yeah,
simple.
and where
I was
they-
gonna take a picture, but I
Just-
felt like.
Well, they're not my
It's
trees.
really kind of big,
Huh?
but
They're
I'm
not my
standing there
trees.
and looking
I
at
mean,
it.
Oh.
pretty big change.
Well,
I mean,
it would still be helpful to know which one,
And it could all be
whether they're
the
yours or somebody else's.
But
I
these,
mean, I,
with these,
here's
There's no
coming
other
down, here's the
situation.
shed that's just off.
Yeah.
And you
And
kind of
there's
see
one
it
here,
from my house.
which
If you're
got me
driving-
down
if
in
you're
this
driving
garage.
on the street, I think
Would
it's
not be
all
surprised
just-
that it is all.
We like to just.
They build it that way.
Yeah.
well, that makes
And
it
there was,
harder.
and there was no zoning one.
Right.
But the
I
house
think there's
itself,
either 10 or 12.
the previous house,
I
So-
count,
didn't come up.
There's,
nine.
there's two more
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
here.
they're not far. So
Um,
the house, the new house had been built down, they wouldn't have looked into
Does-
anybody.
Does
I wouldn't.
does Bob, do they get involved in
It
planting
it was
trees?
built on the
Um,
smallest.
Well, I mean, they do have a tree planting program. If there's locations, usually ask for us to identify if there's a specific location, since this ends up being a little bit.
Do you remember the little dens?
Oh, I remember.
This was where the.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough corner. Right,
They
yeah.
had gone this way.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who lives here is like so thankful that things are open. You can see people coming around the
Oh, he
corner
was
where
a
it's
real
reversed.
advocate.
And he might have advocated for getting rid of most of the trees in the neighborhood, so.
All right, so, that's it.
Old people, the driveway should have come back here too, and they could have done roof surgery, which wouldn't have been any work than they were already done. And not had, every time the school bus pulls over around here, this is just, this driveway, this is just.
So I think we don't want to do that.
I tried to voice my
And this,
concern.
this really did block that corner. I don't know if you want the
Yeah.
sidewalk. I think this
Yeah.
is before you want the.
Yeah.
But I'm familiar with the house from this road.
Right.
Or it wouldn't have cost quite that much. So,
All right, are we ready to decide on these trees
The
there?
plan?
All right,
I saw
Thank
you
you.
carrying one, right?
thank you.
Okay,
So
I'll. No, it's upstairs.
we'll be in touch.
We need to take a vote on it.
But I hope that you guys do start to look at it more like what's going to be the better project, you know. You can always take your
I
own-
always do.
you can always take your own actions.
We're just not going to agree.
Okay. Again, Scenic Road bylaw, public hearing for tree removal in the right of way. It looks like we're taking out 9 trees in this line.
I think it's more
Are we voting to close the public hearing? What are we doing?
We're voting to, yes, well, first we have to accept or not the proposal to remove the trees in the right of way and then impose any conditions. I can't imagine what conditions we'd impose on this.
Because the planting plan is there and that is already conditioned in.
And that's
already in the.
There's nothing in the right of way. So, do we accept cutting the trees in the right of way? That whatever this is, 9, I think we counted 9 trees on the, whatever the line is here.
Yeah, plus probably at least 10, not
Or
more.
whatever it is, in this area from,
Right.
I don't know how you define it, from the corner to the,
The ones that are
what the
tagged.
scale is. The ones that are tagged, right. Is that,
Do you feel that's a stringent enough description? Is that okay?
yeah, I mean, they're all tagged, so just, we're cutting down the ones
Kim,
that
you
are tagged.
approve the ones that are tagged, right?
Do you feel you need more boots and straps on that and have Kim there to make sure they cut the right ones at the right place?
No,
It's really obvious.
it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I can't think what conditions we put on this. He's just cutting down a line of scrubby trees.
And these trees were intended with our site plan, these were added.
That's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, but they were added with the assumption that these were being cut.
Right.
Right. So I don't know that we can add more there. Might be
No.
nice, but
Different,
different kettle of fish.
yep. So, would somebody, Can somebody move that we accept this proposal to remove the trees that are tagged in this right-of-way?
So moved.
All right, somebody want to second that? All in favor of that? Aye.
I
Okay. Good.